Internet, Eric here. Finally, at the end of my Child's Play retrospective series here on this channel, until the remake comes out in a few months. Cutting to the chase, talking Cult of Chucky tonight. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I do discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you, so watch at your own risk if you haven't seen it. Came out in 2017. Basic plot is it is a direct sequel to Curse of Chucky. This series is actually really good with its continuity. 4 years later, and Nica has been found guilty. You saw at the end of Cult of Chucky, she's been found guilty for the murders that Chucky committed, and she has been in a psych ward, and she has been convinced by her therapist that she was responsible for the murders, and Chucky was just a figment of her imagination. She's now being transferred to a different psych ward for some reason. I don't know if it's minimum security. Don't know. Um, and anyways, she's there, and Chucky shows up trying to finish the job, um, thanks to the help of Tiffany. And unbeknownst to Nica, Andy Barclay from the first three films, he did have a cameo in the last one. Once again, played by Alex Vincent, makes his way to the psych ward to try to stop Chucky and rescue Nica. That's it. Man, I had such fun with this one. I really enjoyed Curse for its going back to the horror roots, as a lot of people say. I had a lot of fun with Cult because it is still a slasher film, but it does a perfect mix of the horror and comedy. It's not a full blown comedy like Bride was. It's not schlocky comedy like Seed was. Perfect 50-50 mix. First off, Fiona Dorff is, and there will be major spoilers in this one if you haven't seen it, because there's some things I have to talk about that I really like, and it will spoil some major plot points and the ending. So you have been warned. Fiona Dorff is great in this one. Once again, I love how she is convinced that she was guilty. I love the way how just her body language, how she wants to get out of this place, and then I love how she acts when she's paranoid. Is Chucky really doing this? Am I seeing this? When the murders are happening, is this all a figment of my imagination? Once again, really strong performance by Fiona Dorff. Um, the other actors, nothing really special about them because they're just there. Um, they're either good, they're not great. I did like the woman who she's there because she murdered her infant son, I think, and she takes the Chucky doll, because the therapist brought the Chucky doll in for group therapy. This woman, she's still traumatized by murdering her child. She takes Chucky as like her child type of thing. She was likable even though she was insane. Um, the Asian girl who believes that Nika's behind all this and then realized Chucky is alive. She comes off brash, but she's not dislikable. She just no one's believing her, so she's getting pissed off. Good performance. Alex Vincent, as little he was in this film, he was okay as Andy. I wish we had a little bit more because this was a big deal. He's coming back. And they actually originally they have Alex Vincent from the first two films coming back as Andy Barclay. I wish there was a little bit more of him, but what we do have of him on screen is good. I like the scene where, if you saw the mid credits scene in a Curse of Chucky, Chucky mails himself to Andy, and Andy shoots him with a shotgun. Well, he's got that head, in his cabin, and he's torturing it and just talking to it. I like those scenes. It's really fun. It's really twisted. Chucky's sitting there. Half of his head is gone due to the shotgun blast, and uh, he's giving Andy shit. Andy's giving Chucky shit. So I really like those scenes. Um, Whoever her psychiatrist is, Nika's psychiatrist, is really good at going from, you think, a psychiatrist who's really doing his job to a complete scumbag who likes to hypnotize Nica and put the moves on her, and apparently through some drop lines, you can tell he's raped her while under hypnosis, and he does a really good job being a scuzzbag. And even Chucky says like, this guy's worse than him type of thing. But this actor does a really good job of doing what he has to do in this role. So overall, the acting, the characters, really well done. Chucky is really good again. He, like I said, the perfect blend of him being psychotic, him being funny, with the wisecracks and this and that. Um, Really well done. The writing is just perfect. Don Mancini does a fantastic job with this one. Jennifer Tilly, kind of seems like she phones it in on this one, or she's just not really trying hard. I didn't really care for her performance too much in this one. Um, and she was great in Bride. She was fun in Seed. This one, meh, which is disappointing because I really love the Tiffany character. Um, so yeah, overall performances. I'll get to another performance when we get to the spoilers. The gore is great. We get a lot of good over the top gore here. We get a good decapitation in a scene that I don't want to spoil, but it's kind of an homage to the we'll just say the newlywed kill in Bride. So I really like that. We get when one of the orderlies is just dispatched, like he's gutted and he's stabbed to death, and it's just he's coughing up blood. Lots of really good gore there. We have a power drill kill that is probably my favorite kill in the entire Child's Play franchise, just because it's out of nowhere. It's nasty, disgusting, and it's a really holy shit moment, and really well done. Love the gore in this one, just like I did in the last one. Um, I love the way this is shot. Mancini went from the dark and dreary look of like the house in Curse, and we're now in this insane asylum or psych ward, whatever, and it's the total opposite. It's white, it's clean, it's sterile, and it looks great. I love how it looks, how everything's white except the people in the scenes, and it's just so off-putting, but it's so pretty. A Child's Play film is pretty, and I like it. I like his use of white. Um, and then, of course, when blood gets splattered on it, it's great. I love how this takes place during the winter. So, because it's unexpected, and then when we get some kills, like we have Tiffany slitting throats like she normally does, and we got the blood, the red blood splattered on the white snow, and it just looks great. Love it. Score, score is just it's decent. It is what it is. It does its job building tension. Um, so overall, Mancini does a great job with the writing. He does a great job with the way the sets look, the direction. Um, let's get to some spoilers now, because to talk about more about what I love about this film, I'm going to have to spoil what the Cult of Chucky is, and then I'm going to have to spoil the ending. So, three, two, one. The Cult of Chucky is this. Chucky, years ago, online, voodoo'sfordummy.com, because we're still using that joke, he found a way to transfer his soul into multiple things. So, like, there are multiple Chucky dolls that are alive with the soul of Charles Lee Ray in this. And first off, doing that, it explains the two mid credits finale from Curse. It explains what happened to the young girl, which is really really sad. But Chucky doesn't give a shit, and I'll leave it at that. And then it also explains how he transferred his soul into her, like we saw at the end of the film, but then how he's there with Andy at the end of the mid credits or after credits scene or whatever at that film. So it explains that, it ties up those loose ends, which is great. And then when you have the three Chuckies talking and bickering with each other, it's fucking hilarious. Like, I meant, like, Andy has a spare Chucky doll, and he mails the Chucky doll, or he somehow gets it into the psych ward, and he sends it there, and he shaves its head so he knows that it's his doll. He's got like a gun, implanted in the doll, so that's why he sends it there. And they're I love when all three of them are alive and they're bickering at each other like, all right, I'm gonna go kill Andy. No, I'm gonna kill Andy. And it's like it's one that's missing an arm and has been buried. It's one that has its fingers, has been melted, and then it's the one with the shaved head. And it's like, I'm gonna kill Andy. No, I'm gonna kill Andy. I had a rough day. No, you didn't. You got to suck tits today because the mom was holding, Chucky and breastfeeding, and then the other guy says, "Hello, look at my hair." And he's like, "Oh no, shit, sorry, kid, you had the worst day. Go kill Andy. Have fun." The comedy is great. I love it. I love the idea of uh, multiple Chuckies being possessed. And this major spoiler that I think is a great way to end the film is Charles Lee Ray's soul does finally get out of the doll and into a human. He is able to put his soul into Nica. She's able to walk, and she is brutal. And I was talking about the gore. We have some head smashes. Um, I love it. Very brutal, very, cringy, very bloody, very gory, very awesome. And Fiona Dorff does a fantastic job of channeling her dad. She's got his laugh down pat. There's a scene where she's possessed by Chucky. She's talking to another Chucky doll, and it's just crisp and perfect. She's got that evil smile. She's got this cocky walk about her, and like I said, her laugh, her chuckle is perfect. I love where this series could possibly go. Now, I guess there's a TV series coming on Sci-Fi, and Mancini says it's gonna have new characters, but it's no one from the series, the previous series, but it's gonna have Chucky in it. So I don't know if it's like an alternate universe, because he also says he plans on doing more feature films. So with now, um, Chucky's soul inside Nica, she can walk. She's now hooked up with Tiffany, and yes, they do a nice little kiss scene. Um, the possibilities are endless. Um, Andy is still locked up in the psych ward due to Nica, a possessed Nica, so we don't know how he's going to get out. Lots of questions that we need to get answered, and I can't wait to see. And then um, we see that there is also a Tiffany doll alive. Now, is that Tiffany doll one of, is that, was Tiffany able to transfer her soul into that? Is it the young girl from Cult, or not from Cult, from Curse? I don't know. Like I said, so many great questions. And then make sure you wait till the end of the credits is over for Kyle is back. Kyle is back from part 2. She shows up to torture the Chucky head. So is she gonna be in the next one? So many possibilities. I can't wait to see where this series is going. At least full length feature wise, because Cult of Chucky is probably in my top 3. Well, maybe I don't know if it's top 3, because I couldn't believe how much I really enjoyed Seed, but it's at least in top 4. I think I like it better than Curse, just because it's a little bit more fun. I like the design of the Chucky. He's got the mean brow again. But yeah, overall, really good performances or likable characters. Chucky is perfect mix of lethal and funny. The gore is fantastic. The film is fucking beautiful. Yeah, highly recommend. The ending, when we find out, even though it's a cheesy explanation, what the cult really is. I love all these ideas, and I cannot wait to see where this film series goes. So, Cult of Chucky, highly recommended. One of my favorites. So that's it. I'm done with the Child's Play series until June or July when the remake comes out. But until then, I always say thank you for watching, like and subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Comment below, tell me what you think of Cult of Chucky, because I know there's a lot of people that didn't like this one. Um, uh, Plans are now, since I'm finally fucking done with Chucky, I'm doing requests finally. I have a request for a discussion on the film Pet with Dominic Monaghan. I am going to finally get to The Bridge, a documentary about suicide that has been requested a long time ago. One of my friends recommended a movie called Aftershock, which I've never fucking heard of. So we're going to get to that. Um, and then my wife also is going to join me as we review the Batman series, at least the first four. You know, so the two Michael Keaton and then the two Tim Burton and the two Joel Schumacher. We'll be talking about those. And then I also got requests to also do the Tremor series. Um, what else did I do? Tremor series, X Men, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So got a lot of shit on my plate, but thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for all the new subs, all the recent interaction I've gotten. It's been a blast. Uh, cheers, and it's not a quote from the movie, but it's a classic Child's Play quote. Don't fuck with the Chuck.